Guys, I'm really excited today to be sitting down with Brent Henderson. Great friend of mine, but also someone that I look up to in business, and just have an opportunity to introduce you to him and his business, and to hear a little bit about what they're doing and his vision for the future of his company. He is the president and founder, owner, whatever title we decide to use, of the Good Reverend Kombucha Company. And I can't wait to talk about the business and the logo and all those things, but I want to start first with, I'm not a kombucha drinker. I'm hoping that I become a kombucha drinker, and I think I know you are. But what is kombucha? Help us understand the term itself.
So kombucha is a vibrant, living beverage. It's naturally carbonated, packed full of living enzymes and probiotics. The flavor profile is going to be slightly sweet, slightly tangy, but very delicious and refreshing.
You mentioned quite a few things in that description that sounded like healthy. Like, I know my wife is already excited about me drinking kombucha. I know that. But what makes it so healthy?
Because it's packed full of these, as I mentioned, probiotics, living enzymes. There's amino acids and phytonutrients that are so good for our gut health and our digestion. It boosts your immune system, detoxifies your liver, and just increases our overall sense of vitality and energy in a way that's a non-stimulant like caffeine. So you don't get the jittery feeling, really just more of mental energy, clarity, focus, sustainable energy that lasts throughout the day.
But why kombucha? How long have you been drinking it? What got you started? I've had coffee with you before, so I know you haven't always been a kombucha drinker. So what kind of got you started into it, and how long have you been drinking it?
So back in 2009, my wife used to have a lot of pretty substantial digestive health issues, and she had a lot of pain associated with digestion. Especially at night after we would have dinner, she would be in incredible pain and have to lay down for about a half hour just to try to ease the pain. And I was speaking with a friend of mine on a job site who's this West Virginia self-sufficient kind of guy, mountain man.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was sharing with him the health issues that my wife was having, and he suggested this beverage that I'd never heard of, kombucha, and said that he thought that it could really help her with her digestive issues that she was having because it's so good for those things. And so he shared some with us to try, and from the first time that she drank it, it completely took away all of her digestive pain.
No kidding.
For us, it was a miracle.
No kidding.
So he shared with us the SCOBY, which is the living culture that actually ferments the tea, and taught us how to make it, and we've been making it ever since.
So it sounds like meeting this guy and having, for your wife to be able to drink something and immediately be free of pain, you describe that as miraculous. What a relief, I'm sure. So you obviously started incorporating that into you and your family's normal routine. But how did you go from, we drink this at home to help with Lindsay, to let's start the Good Reverend Kombucha Company? What's that story?
Yeah, so for years, the kombucha that we made did not taste very good at all. We drank it just because it was healthy and it made us feel great. And at some point, we went and visited some family down in Florida. Okay. And while we were down there, we went to this really beautiful little beachside farmers market, and there was a lady there who was selling kombucha. They had a small business called Noli South, wonderful company down in Florida. She had this kombucha called Grape Hibiscus, and just sounded spectacular. Sounded good. Yeah. And I tried it, and it was one of the most delicious things that I'd ever drank. Not just kombucha, it was this incredible beverage that I just thoroughly enjoyed. And up to that point, I didn't even know kombucha could taste delicious. And so it just set me on this journey of wanting to make a kombucha that's just so good people would drink it just because it's delicious, not choking it down just because it's healthy for you. Sure. So it was about a 5-year journey of just kind of going mad scientist and experimenting with every single facet of the fermentation process to really dial in how to make a kombucha that's that delicious.
Countless hours of R&D and experimentation and organic components and fruits and all the things, right? Just literally just experimenting until you were like, that's really good. You found something.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really cool.
And in the meantime, you know, as we started making this kombucha that was becoming very delicious, we started sharing with family and friends, and then they would tell their family and friends about our product, and we had people starting to reach out to us wanting to purchase our kombucha. And up to that point, I had no desire to start a kombucha company. I was in a career path that I was thriving in, and so we decided to start just a side business.
One of my favorite things about your company is the branding and the logo and the name. The way that you've marketed and created this image of your company is top notch in my opinion. You can just see it. It's distinguished. It's not loud. It's classic, right?
When we were making the kombucha out of our home, we would share our passion for kombucha and talk about it. And people would tell us all the time that they didn't believe kombucha could taste great. And then they would try ours and oftentimes absolutely fall in love with our product and with kombucha. And my wife and I would joke to each other when we'd say, we just made another believer.
Oh, I love that.
And isn't that what a good reverend does? Good reverends make believers. They don't make kombucha, they make believers. Yeah. The branding was something that was very important to us, very intentional. I hired Armada Design Co. I couldn't have been happier. They absolutely nailed it, did a spectacular job. I was wanting sort of a mixture of steampunk and apothecary. Okay. You know, some sort of mid-1800s vibe. I wanted, obviously, the Reverend, but we wanted it to not be any one person's face, sort of indistinguishable. But as we were going through the process, we had to outline the face with a beard, and we put the glasses on. That's kind of the steampunky sort of vibe, and it just happened to turn out looking like me, and that was not the original intent. And so we were seeking a label, a branding that was in line with our ethos. You know, slowing down, seeking silence, removing the stimuli from our lives. And so we decided to go with a very simple logo and kind of give people sort of a visual or stimulus break, the same way that we try to implement those things in our lives. We've done that in our logo. In a world where everything is loud, everything is fast, it seems like what you need to do is go louder and faster. And we chose to take another direction and offer reprieve from the speed and the noise. And that's how we got to what we have now.
I remember coming over to your home brewery as your business grew, and I remember seeing all of this beautiful product and getting, you know, acquainted with the process. And I saw this bright blue kombucha color. Told me a little bit about the name and what it was. And I've seen over the last couple of years, you've developed partnerships with professional athletic teams, the Washington Commanders, over this athletic line of kombucha. Can you tell us about that and how it sounds awesome? What is that?
I tend to lean on plant-based whole food nutrition. In the athletic supplement, food, beverage industry and field, there's so many of these gels and supplements and drinks and things of that sort that are just filled with chemicals and sugar and dyes and all of these things that may enhance performance momentarily, but do not create sustainable, long-lasting health. And noticing that what things made the most difference in my athletic performance, a light bulb sort of went off, and I was like, well, maybe I'm actually onto something here and should put some intentionality into creating products that had intentional functional purposes specific to elite athletes. And I had an incredible opportunity to get to work with the nutritionist for the Washington Commanders. They loved it and wanted to start working on additional flavors with additional functions. So they wanted a pre-workout, and they wanted an athletic energy. And so we went to work together, spent months developing these new flavors and functional products that they've been using now. We're in our third season of working together, and it's been a really, really great journey.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a cool opportunity. That's awesome.
Incredible.
I'm sure that people are saying like, all right, I want to follow this guy, right? I want to snag a t-shirt or see what they're doing on social, where they're going to be at farmers markets. Like, and I know you have social, and you guys at home, you'll see some of those links and tags in the video, so you can do that. Please follow them and certainly help their business growth continue. If I wake up and I want to go get a glass of kombucha from the Good Reverend Kombucha Company, and I'm local to here in Warrenton or Prince William County, what are some of the local places I can go and get some of this magic drink you're making?
Sure. So in Warrenton, you can find us at Great Harvest, right in Old Town on Main Street, Natural Marketplace, also in Old Town, the Circle K gas station at the corner of Broadview and 15.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. New Baltimore, you can find us at Eden's Natural Market. Haymarket, you can find us at Hidden Jewels Cafe.
Oh, I love that place.
Spectacular.
Oh, if you haven't been to Hidden Jewels, it's very good.
You have to go, and if you have been, you have to go back.
Yeah.
And we're in downtown Leesburg at a place called Neighbors, a wonderful little local market that sells local wines and cheeses and just spectacular, very, very well curated product lines there. And then in DC, you can find us at probably the easiest place would be the Western Market, which is a beautiful food hall right on Pennsylvania Avenue.
You guys are extremely active in local farmers markets all over, from Charlottesville to Warrenton to Manassas. I know you do a host, and your team and you are ramping up for this season. Talk to us a little bit about that farmers market kind of ambiance that you guys have really taken advantage of, and tell us a little bit more about that.
This year we're at 3 different farmers markets. We're at One Loudon, which is in Ashburn. Mm-hmm. We have a very beautiful retro 1970 horse trailer that we converted to a mobile bar. You'll find that one every Saturday in Ashburn. We serve our kombucha fresh on tap, so we've got kegerators. There's a massive kegerator in the trailer. Our other markets have just smaller kegerators, but all of our kombucha is served fresh on tap, straight out of the kegerator. We're also in Old Town Manassas on Saturdays, and then the Mosaic District Farmers Market on Sundays.
That's awesome. I know you do this a lot, and kind of what might be on the horizon for the Good Reverend Kombucha Company, and kind of what we can be kind of rooting you on for as you and your team kind of continue to plug along on your business growth.
Well, so we're spending a lot of attention and energy into increasing our market presence in Washington, D.C., as well as everything in between.
Sure.
So basically the 66 corridor from DC all the way to Winchester, expanding there. This year we're looking to get into canning. Right now we only offer glass bottles, which makes it challenging for us to drop ship. But later this year we'll be doing cans, which will allow us to drop ship and have an online presence.
I love that.
Yeah, very, very excited about it.
So people at some point will be able to just go online and order your kombucha in cans and have it delivered right to their home.
Right to your home.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Brent, I appreciate you coming by today. Obviously, as our friendship continues to grow and we continue to kind of challenge each other in our own endeavors, I hope you guys at home will certainly get behind this great company. His wife is obviously Lindsay Henderson, who is the founder of Hope Heals Community Free Store, which we've done a video on before. What a great couple, a giving couple, and a couple that we can get behind. So make sure you follow them on social. Make sure you share and help spread the word on their events, and go meet Brent and his wife at these businesses. Have a glass of kombucha. We are going to do a part 2 video soon, which will give you a little bit more of a behind the scenes on the brewing process. I'm gonna maybe put on an apron or whatever it is you got. I wanna get in this process. I wanna learn more about the SCOBY. I wanna learn more about how these things sit and ferment, and I wanna do tasting samples and really get into it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for that. We're excited about that. Thanks again for watching, and I appreciate you sharing.